CNBC's Dan Murphy joins us now with the new comments from another major player in the space who's also been making waves in recent days. Dan, this is a big name.
Indeed, Dom. It's the Binance CEO, and he has likened this to a Madoff moment for the crypto space. He certainly did not mix his words on stage here in Abu Dhabi today, saying the only way to restore trust and credibility in this sector is for investigators and for regulators to look at the records to understand exactly what happened behind closed doors at FTX. And of course, he also took a swipe at his fallen rival, Sam Bankman-Fried, calling him a psychopath for some of his tweets and saying he wished he had have known earlier about the state of FTX. Listen.
But when he tweets about a sparring partner and when his house is burning and all this, like when all these things are happening, he's losing focus. So I didn't know this problem existed in FTX before. Otherwise, we would have sold the FTT tokens a long time ago.
The crypto industry has, of course, been upended by this collapse, and investors are really questioning now if they can trust any of the major players left. As for what's next for Bankman-Fried, well, CZ said this should be handled by the authorities.
I do know there have been lies to his employees, to his VC investors, to regulators, to his users, and there have been misappropriation of users' funds. I think all of those things happened. So in my definition, that's fraud. But how will he be handled as a criminal, we'll leave that to the law enforcement agencies.
And in the last 24 hours, Binance has tried to demonstrate that it has enough capital on hand to withstand a bank run. And CZ said on stage that he does indeed have enough in reserve to survive a potential liquidity crisis. He has also just released a statement in the last few minutes saying he is committed to Binance's clients. But of course, this comes after criticism this week from the famed economist Nouriel Roubini, who was also speaking to me on stage here in Abu Dhabi. He said Binance is a walking time bomb. Of course, that's an allegation that CZ also strongly denied on stage today, Dom.
Dan, you can't help but understand why folks are a little bit skeptical about the entire industry right now, given what's happened with FTX, a very high-profile part of this business. I wonder, from CZ's standpoint, he's spoken in the past about maybe even needing regulation to cement legitimacy in cryptocurrencies. Just how much does this kind of make the case that there needs to be not just a national, but maybe even a global regulatory framework for cryptocurrency?
Well, he would certainly be a proponent of it. And when I asked about the future prospects for regulation in this space, he said he would like to see these trading houses and some of these businesses being overseen. But of course, for investors, it all comes back to this ultimate question of when you look at these trading houses, are their liabilities covered by assets in storage? Can they demonstrate proof of reserves? Who does their auditing and accounts? Where are they domiciled? And ultimately, who has the actual capacity to regulate something that so few people actually understand? So many, many questions remain to be answered, unfolding from the collapse of FTX, Dom, and you really do get the sense that this story has much further to run.
All right, Dan Murphy with the latest there from Changpeng Zhao. Thanks very much for those comments. We're going to hear, by the way, much more from CZ later on this morning when he joins Squawk Box at the 7 a.m. Eastern Time hour. A must-watch interview there. Maybe he'll tell us a little bit more about those psychopath comments he made during those Abu Dhabi Milken Institute stage remarks. So we'll keep an eye on that.